And it's a beautiful day in the bee yard, and I have my lovely, I was going to say assistant, but more important than that.
Oh yeah, number one wife.
51% owner. Well, actually, no, I didn't want you to know that.
49.
Oh, yeah, you're right, 49%. Okay, so explain what we're doing here.
We're shaking the bees.
And are we shaking them just so they're cool, or because we want to
A little bit of both. We want some cool bees, but we also are getting ready to split them. So we want to make sure the queen is at the very bottom box, or any box second and third up. We are checking them for brood, checking their strength, shaking them down, and yeah, seeing if they're strong enough to split.
Okay, so just explain the process. I mean, you don't have to go through it if you don't. I mean,
yeah, well,
showing us, but
basically we're looking for strong.
Well, you know what? Here, go ahead. Show us what the process is.
All right,
here.
so I've just pulled the first box off. Pollen sub, just taking the extra off to make it easier to split these girls here. So I'm not scraping them. Excuse me, little ladies. Gonna take this for you from a little bit. Alrighty, so yeah, we're gonna. Great way to see strength is not only from the top, but also from the bottom. Got one all the way. I don't like angry bees. I like to try and keep them as happy as possible. Oh, this one still has some feed in there, so I'm going to take this out before it ends up all over me. Wouldn't that be just wonderful? Nice fermented sugar all down my leg.
The awesome thing that we're seeing right now is a really nice maple flow going on. This is actually, fortunately, a weaker colony than what we've been seeing. It's okay, but it's weaker. But seeing a really good nectar flow, a lot of queen cups being started, meaning that they're getting in the mode for swarming, which is a good thing to take advantage of. So this is my job over here. Notice it's half done. I like that look.
All right, so this is a queen cell from one of ours. All right, so this basically acts as a funnel, so when we shake the bees, they kind of all stay isolated in that area. So just simply pull out your frames, gently shake them in. For the most part, you're not going to have to worry about the queen being on a feeder frame, but it's always good to double check because you never know what she's thinking. And yeah, so you just go through each frame, check for brood. So this one's pretty heavy, so this one's got a good nectar flow going on here.
That's
it's
good.
really nice.
Good
and
feed.
yeah, just kind of clean off any of the.
And why do we clean off the burr comb?
It makes it easier for us to have access to it, and just kind of prevents them from wanting to just go wild and have some abstract art going on here. Avant-garde.
Dolly bees.
Mm-hmm.
Salvador Dolly bees.
Yeah, so because you want to have easy access. Here's a story. One time, the bees made a bunch of burr comb, and we pulled out a frame, and it was overlapping, so there was like a space in between, and we just chucked it on the back of our truck that one day, and I just so happened to look in the back, and because I had this gut feeling that I should probably check to see if the queen was in there, and sure enough, she was hiding amongst that burr comb. So another reason to kind of get rid of the excess is you'll have a better chance of keeping an eye on her and where she's going. So
I'll see some of the brood on here and see what it's
Okay,
looking
so
like.
this one is, oh yeah, see there's little cell starter there.
Got little cell cups.
Gently shake them off, as Kevin taught me, because the less G-force you use, the happier they're going to stay.
The less G-force with the B-force, the better.
Alright, yeah, so these little cups, there's just kind of go ahead and
So why are you doing that?
just to see if there's any egg cells already in there. There is not, so we know that there isn't a superseder cell or anything like that. Nice and clean, get a nice quick once over. This one does not have any brood in it, still just feeder frames. But this next one, I think, should have some little babies in there.
Like I said, it's definitely one of the weaker colonies.
Or not. Oh, this one's, hold on. This one's pretty heavy too. Yeah, this one's mostly feeder frames. Looks like they're cleaning them out, but that's, yeah. So,
Now there's a
well, and there's another one.
poor. Yeah, nothing in there. Is there?
Can't see it now. Hard to see with your veil on, but
Yeah, it is sometimes.
yeah, so that's
Cool. Yeah, we've got queens coming in tomorrow. Yeah, I think this is just all feed. So I'm kind of curious. You know what? So I don't know if you can hear that sound. Bees will kind of roar after you shake them in too, so they may not necessarily be queenless, but I'm kind of getting suspect with this. Take a look at this other frame here and see if you find any brood real quick.
all right. This one's heavy too.
Yeah, so they got lots of feet. You know what I would do? I would
Go ahead, check the
Tip it.
bottom one.
tip the bottom one forward, yeah, and just see if you can see any brood. So that's definitely a weaker colony. Okay, yeah, they're definitely. Let's pull a frame or two there from the middle. I mean, if you can, if you have to pull the side one first, go for
That's
it.
what I'm gonna do.
But just kind of. Bees are actually really in a great mood today. Once again, they have got a flow going on, as well as it's a sunny day. I don't know, it's probably what, about 61, 62.
Feels beautiful, whatever the case.
Explain what you're doing there. That is so important, and I've seen a lot of people not do that.
All right,
And then
so
they wonder why their bees are angry.
yeah, I try and loosen each frame individually so that it just kind of glides and is smooth, and so there isn't a lot of.
Okay, sorry.
All right,
phone
so
crashed.
So I first took the outside frame out first because it's the least likely place the
Yep.
queen is going to be, the less populated, gives us some more wiggle room, and then I just start loosening all the frames to give more room, because this is a highly likely area that she's going to be in. So, and it's highly populated. So as I gently pull it up, the bees aren't going to be rubbing against the sides. I'm not going to be squishing any bees. They might roll off a little bit, but they're going to be safe. All right, so oh yeah, I've got some brood here.
You do?
Wait, no, hold on. I was looking at it wrong. That's looks like that's pollen.
Here, I can hold on to that frame if you want to pull one more.
Yeah. I think this one?
Yeah, sure.
And if they're roaring, they're really quiet.
Yeah, they're not acting.
They're not acting queenless, but
You can shake the bees off, get a little bit better view too if you want.
I'm not seeing any eggs. Interesting.
Well, what we'll do, so in a case like this, what we usually do is go ahead and mark it as kind of like a recheck, and so we'll come back. And I'm not seeing any.
That's not like.
And they are quiet. You know, another thing too that hints to you having a queen is the cells. See how nice and shiny they are. They're cleaned out. They're prepped.
I think she's out for a
She's out for a stroll.
I was supposed to say mating, but we didn't have a virgin queen in here, did we?
You know, it's possible.
Because that would explain why they're quiet.
No, that is possible.
Alright.
Yeah, and I tell you, you know, even though usually it's kind of a rule of thumb that you want it in the, well, no, hear them down here? Yeah, there they are. Okay, so what we'll do, we're getting obviously queens in tomorrow. We'll just mark a Q and a minus sign on the lid, so we'll be able to identify it and throw another queen in. Because awesome thing is they haven't started drone laying yet, so that's definitely a salvageable colony. They've got lots of feed, good population of bees still. So cool, awesome.
Good afternoon. This is Kevin Mills in the bee yard.
So the first thing to do before opening a hive is to kick it vigorously.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just, no,
Only if you're a glutton for punishment.
Anyways, here, if you want to take a look, this is what we're seeing a lot of times in the third box, and that is that they're just starting to work it. Once again, you know, when you're lifting your frames straight up and down, a lot of times you'll have a tendency to go like this or like that, and then you roll bees. But once again, I'm having a heck of a time seeing here. It almost feels like we could have brood up here. What we'll do is so we're prepping splits, and if a third box, even if there's no brood, if it has a really good population of bees that's working it, I'll still go ahead and throw a queen in to make a split. Because I mean, when you think about it, it's exactly what a package of bees is, minus the nectar that they already have. So, but anyway, this is a pretty average strength colony. What we're seeing here, that's the second box. This is the third box underneath. So it's probably a good cluster of bees like that. And then just going one by one and shaking them off.
Giving them a quick once over and make sure the queen isn't.
Yeah, well, every once in a while, if I think my eye catches her, I'll grab her. Because obviously, if we find here's another perfect way to tell if you have a honey flow. I don't know if you can see underneath here. Oh, that's not really a
Dripping?
that's not too good of a
Example.
here. This one here is. That still isn't. It's funny, a lot of it was falling out when it's kind of called a shake test. You can shake your frames and just see what the what the amount of nectar is. Anyway, so what we're doing, we're just shaking all the bees down, like Amanda was saying. Make sure the queen's in the bottom. That one we put to the side. Go to this one. Oh. Got good weight to them. Smoke them down. Smoke them down. And same process, just go through the frame, shake them down. Queen excluder, all the bees or all the rest of the boxes back on top. And then we know the queen is in the bottom, so tomorrow when we get our queens, we come out here, grab these boxes, throw them on new pallets, take off like Bonnie and Clyde
Into the sunset.
playing banjo music, and put the new pallets, new splits down, new queens, round of feed, done. But that's the most efficient way to make splits. And when we come back to the nuke we've been following through a season, I'll show you the same process. But anyways, good luck.